Man, I got you, fam.
Man, I tell you, what are you saying?
Man's calm. What are you saying? What was the Christmas say?
Christmas, it was calm. It was calm. It was good. Same old.
Business as usual, bro.
Business as usual. Business as usual. Big
Nah, I
build
hear
up
it
for the
still.
one day that goes bare quick as well. But hey,
Nah, word. Now what? You seen your yard on Christmas? Does your mom get you to pattern bare things and cooking and that, or it's not even a thing like that?
nah, it's open a team like that. She kind of,
Swear.
I think she like that's she takes pride in like just doing it herself. She just that's the one time a year she will not ask me to do anything. Like she'll just be like, yeah, no, I got it patterned. I got it patterned. So I'm like,
I
you know what?
love that for you, bro.
That's calm. That's calm. Downside is it takes until John. It's a whole day affair. By the time I munch, I can't be asked anymore. It's been.
Nah, I hate it. I hate it.
But
Nah, my mom
no.
is even the opposite, bro.
Yeah, what are you
She
supposed
wants
to say?
she wants everyone to get involved, bro. I'm not even on that, but you know what it is, yeah. You have to just
Yeah,
allow it. You just have to allow it, innit?
just have
You just
to
have to
allow
allow
it.
it.
You have to allow
Yeah,
it.
yeah. You have to roll with the punches, bro.
Yeah.
No, well, what was the gym said? What was the gym said? Was it packed? Bare
uh,
people there after Christmas. What's it saying?
busier than I thought. Busier than I thought. Me and my brother were both going to go to the gym this morning. He goes
Okay,
to the gym in
the
Struth.
gym.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
because obviously he's at uni, so it's like you can go there
That
and
makes
go
so much
here.
sense.
He went to, obviously got all ready and that was ready to go. Had a quick look. Don't know what made him check his phone. The gym said we're closed. we're,
Simple.
we're not open
Nah,
until
that is so
tomorrow.
true because that's even the gym that they lock it off. But the
Yeah,
JD thing's calm. They're opened.
word. Yeah, so I looked and it said open till 4 p.m. today. So I was
Right.
like, yeah, no, that's calm. But yeah, no. So I went. It was a quick leg session, quick one, just to burn off a bit of the Christmas timber that I built up
Simple.
yesterday. Yeah, nah.
Nah, simple.
Yesterday. Now I got to the point yesterday. I was like, you know what? Yeah, just munch. I was just like, let me just munch. There's no point in actually caring. Do you know what I mean? Like, what's one day gonna do? Do you get what I'm saying? So I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? Enjoy myself. Woke up in the morning. Started off with a pack of Oreos. Quickly went quick one. Quickly then had I think it must have been about 10 chicken goujons because this
Simple.
dinner's taking time. So I was like, okay, cool.
Nah, I hear it.
Let
I
me
hear
let
it.
me let me munch. So by the time I got to dinner, I wasn't even that hungry, but as you do, I still ate.
No word.
And then a
You
couple
just have
minutes.
to do what you have to do, innit?
Yeah, words. My manager got me mince pies. Obviously, I'm not even on
Swear.
this. I'm not even on this mince
No,
pies
sure.
thing.
You know, I'm the same thing. Like this mince pie thing, like they can relax, bro. Like it's not
Relax.
even necessary. Like relax.
Yeah,
It's not even. Like,
words.
it's. Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But these times,
Words.
I'm not even gonna munch that, bro.
Nah. Word. It was. I literally ate it because I was like, you know what? Yeah, you've gone out your way to buy it for me, so I was like, I'll munch it.
100.
But yeah, I had a couple of them. Yeah, bits of chocolate here and there, but yeah, keep it stepping. So
Get back into the flow. You see, around this time of the year, yeah. Are you? See, I'm the type of person that I like to reflect in it. Obviously, last Christmas, I remember I was last year. Obviously, years flowing in it. Do you see like Christmas and New Year? Are you the type of person that makes you like reflect and think about, right, I can't. When I want to be next year, or it's not really a thing like that for you?
no, to be fair, this is one of them years where I've actually thought this next year is fully down to me now. There's nothing else apart from my like we were saying in the last episode. We were talking about how every year, or there's always like a next step kind of set out for us. And I was like,
Right.
this is the first fresh year where I don't have any like next requirement to make apart from the only ones I set myself. Do
It's
you
an
know what I'm saying?
interesting perspective. Yeah.
So I actually have been thinking about it. I was like, you know what, yeah, this year is what I choose to make of it. Like there's no one's telling me you need to do this year, you need to do that. I need to set my own goals. So for me, my plan is this year, it's not, I'm not doing this yearly goal thing. I'm setting myself
Right.
goals every month. I need to, at the end of the month, reflect and think, okay, how far are we into this goal? Because I think sometimes when you set a goal for a year, it's
Right.
a bit much. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think sometimes you need baby steps, but also at the same time, I want to set myself kind of unrealistic targets because, like I said to you, John, I think I said this to you before. If you shoot for the moon and you fall short, you're gonna hit the ground. Do you get what I'm saying? Whereas if you shoot for the stars, even if you miss the stars, at least you're gonna land on the moon. Do you get what I mean? And me personally, the minimum I want to land on this year is the moon. So I'm gonna be setting myself targets which might seem unrealistic, but
What are the areas most important for you? Like at the moment, is like the fitness thing. Is it the bread thing? Like what's your main things at
uh,
the moment?
I mean, So I've got a few. So like, obviously, to do with this specifically, my goal this year is that one, we remain what we've been doing, remaining consistent. Um, honestly, I have the goal this year. Call it ambitious, John. But this is by the end of the year, I want what we're doing now to be on another level. I want it to be like this. For me,
Simple.
I'm saying this now. You lot watching us, hold me to account.
100.
I believe. So if you, like I said to you, if you do something every week
Twice a week.
for a year, you
Yeah.
no matter what, you're going to be in a better position in a year's time than you are now. Do you get what I'm saying?
100%.
Doesn't necessarily
100%.
mean we're going to be have any more numbers than we have now, but we're going to be in a way better position doing what we're doing now consistently than if we didn't do it consistently for a
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
That applies to the same with gym. I want to stay on top of it because obviously, there's always the January rush of like wanting to, get back into the gym, and then it kind of drops off after that. But I want to get to a point where I want to be at the point physically where I could be able to do like something like a marathon in a couple of weeks' time. I want to be at the point where I'm always fit enough to do something mad in a couple of weeks' time. Like I don't want to ever, do you get what I mean? I want to be
How far do you
always,
feel like you are from? So, for example, you did the marathon for charity, innit?
yeah.
How far are you from that form, or is it just a complete different type of form?
Uh, oh yeah, no, you couldn't catch me doing that now.
Swear.
I could run a 10K now on like not that bad at all. But I want to get to a point where it's kind of long because I was looking at what's it called? Have you heard of a high rocks?
Nah, what is it?
It's basically like an assault course kind of thing where it's like you have different stations. So it's like you have to run
Okay, how'd you say it again? Say it again.
high rocks.
Is it similar to like the Ironman thing? Is it similar?
Kind of, but
Okay.
there's no swimming, there's no cycling. It's like you do 1K on a 1K run, then you do the ski
Right.
thing,
Yeah.
then you do another 1K run, then you do the rowing thing, then you do another 1K run. I don't know.
Do
There's
they do
like
this thing in Europe? They do it in Europe, or
yeah, it's all over Europe. So there's a few in
okay?
London, but obviously
Oh,
what
swear. Okay.
I was looking at. I missed the deadline, missed the cutoff date, but I want to because all of them got booked up now. But
Right.
but still, my goal this year, I want to be fit enough to be able to do one of them. Do you know what I'm saying? So I might
Yeah.
even do my own little thing and just because in my gym there's all the things that they do at the actual events. So I want to be able to just do it in a good time as well. So
Yeah.
fitness wise, that's where I want to be at. Yeah, man. I don't know. I feel like this year more than as I'm getting older, I'm realizing like I'm looking at my parents now a little bit, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I want you, man, to relax. Do you get what I'm saying? Genuinely,
Yeah.
I'm just like, even this Christmas, like, presents wise and stuff like that. I told you before, I had no like expectation of wanting to get anything necessarily. Like, I don't need anything.
Yeah.
I'm at that point
Yeah.
now. I've got a phone, I've got a car, I'm calm. That's all I need. But obviously, my parents are like, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I showed them a few things that I wanted. And my mum, I don't know how she managed to do it, John, in the space of a week. Literally, she did it on. I think she bought everything on Wednesday.
Clothing
And
things. It's like
yeah,
clothing and stuff.
clothing, shoes,
Right.
aftershaves. She put on the next day delivery. Somehow she got it all. I don't know how she does it, but she managed, she
The
managed to get it
margins,
all.
bro.
Yeah,
Nah, I love
word.
that.
I was like, and I was just like, when I was opening the stuff, I was like, you know what, yeah, this is you lot spending bread. Like, you don't need to be doing this no more for me. So I want to
Yeah.
just get to a point now where like, I'm like, Mum, Dad, just chill out. Just chill out. I want you to relax now. You just put your feet up. You put in the graft. You put in the hard work. Now it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labours. You know what I'm saying? Like we were just sat down yesterday and at dinner, and afterwards we were just all just chatting, just reminiscing and that, and it was nice. It was nice because it was like my dad was saying to me and my brother, he was like, when you lot were younger, yeah, there was like every time he said it was always stress. It was always stress of like when you have a child, it's always the stress of like something bad has to happen for them to turn out, for them to be the finished product. You get what I'm saying? Because
Right.
it's constant learning. So he was like, every time you called me, every time you said dad, in his head always he thought, what is it that's going to be bad? They're going to tell me that I'm going to have to fix for them
Yeah.
to learn their lesson, for them to be better. So he said
Yeah.
he always had that first thought in his head, and then sometimes obviously when it's nothing mad at all, then it's like, okay, calm, I can relax. But he
Right.
was like, I've had to be as harsh on you as I've had to get to the point where now I
Doesn't
don't
have to.
I
Yeah.
don't I never have to worry anymore. Obviously,
Yeah.
there are going to be a few things here and there potentially, but he was like, "This is the first. He said, this is the first time in my life where I'm just relaxed." Do you get what I'm saying? And it was just like, even with the fact I've still got a younger brother who's 11, he was like, "I've got to a point now where because me and my brother, he's 19, I'm 23." He was like, "You lot are essentially
The
his,
Podge.
essentially, yeah." Do you
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? Like, and
Yeah.
I've noticed that I am because even like there's things that he does, and I'll be the first to call him out on it. My parents might not be even. My parents not nowhere near John as strict as they used to be. They've
Bro, the
taken.
same thing happens with my parents, bro.
They've
My
taken
little brother gets away with murder, bro. He
word.
has no clue. No
He
clue.
doesn't understand the trials and tribulations I
Oh
went
my
through.
days. The way you
I
paved the path, bro,
Nah,
so
John,
that you
we
can live
paved
this life.
the way. I'm sure Bearman can relate to this, but if you've got a younger sibling, then man get away with murder, John.
Yeah. Oh my days.
Murder.
And
It's
do you know what it is? The Donnies just so entitled, bro. Like they just feel like, wait, sorry, who are you? Like, why are you even talking? Do you know what
like,
it is? I think it's natural because obviously, like, because we have a certain life now and we
mm,
do certain things. But bro, like, even all of those years of school, I already patterned that, bro. I already did that. You need to do your
what?
thing.
Yeah,
Do
what?
you know what I'm saying? Like, we already did those exams, bro.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Like,
Do you know who
you
I
can't
am?
now be chilling on what we're chilling now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we
Word.
did that. So, now I even hear. But do you know what's interesting? On this topic, yeah, kind of a side topic. Don't forget about, we're talking about goals earlier in it, but interesting. What's your thoughts on being a part? Is it something that you probably look forward to, or it's like, you know, when it comes, but I'm not really. We'll see how it goes, or is it something that you're
Yeah.
like, you know, I actually want to be a part in it? Like some people are on that. Where do you kind of sit in the on the spectrum?
Definitely, I want to be a dad. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
It's something that obviously now every decision I'm making, I'm realizing that it now no longer just affects me, because people are getting married, John. Like our age, people are getting
Nah, for
married.
sure,
People are having kids. Like
for sure.
at any point, anything can happen. Do you get what I'm saying? And I'm
Yeah, yeah.
thinking now, every decision I make at this point in my life now is potentially going to affect my son, my daughter. Do you get what I'm saying? So,
How far do you reckon you're away from being ready to be a Podge in
ooh,
years
maybe how old
or
am I?
months?
23.
Like bare minimums, like bare
Bare,
minimums.
bare minimum.
I'd need X from where I
Yeah,
am right now today. I'd need X period of time to be able to, like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. I need to be a young dad. I can't lie. I need to not young,
Swear.
but for me personally, I've got a window of children of maybe like, I think maybe from like 27 till
Right.
about 35. Then I'm done.
You're
That's
done.
my
I
window,
hear it still.
and I'm done.
I hear it. So
Because
for you, it's like a 3-year thing until you get to that
yeah,
point.
3-4 years. Because I'm thinking, you know what? Yeah, I never want to be one of them dads here where I have a young youth I can't run anymore. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I'm tired.
I
Do you
hear it.
know what I mean?
I hear it, to be honest. It's
I
interesting.
want
I hear it.
I low-key want all my children to have the same experience of like me being able to put as much effort into everything. Like I think when I was younger, my dad used to be able to come out and play football with us in the garden, or he used to sometimes be goalkeeper and all that sort of stuff. And obviously, granted, if you pattern it right, like my brother now, my dad didn't do as much of that. He did a bit, but even like now,
Right.
obviously we're old enough to do all that stuff with him. But
How old was your Podge when you were born?
he must have been 20. He was like 29.
Right.
20.
My
Yeah.
dad, I have to work this out. I think he's 64, which means he was what, 36?
Yeah.
Am I even mad? He was 36, yeah.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah, it's
Nuts. And then
nuts.
think about when my little brother was born, he was born 2008. Was he born 2008? Yeah, 2008. So he
Yeah.
would have been what? He would have been like a what? 40-14.
40-14, yeah. Yeah, no, word.
Nah, it's different. It's a different league, to be honest.
It's
It's a
different.
different league. I don't know if it's an interesting question. I think you see how people talk about being a young dad and that. I've never thought about it in terms of that. I've always thought about it in terms of marriage, like whether it's better to marry early or marry like on a late thing, like some people say like I've even heard, I don't know if you know about Patrick Bet-David, right? You know him.
I've
I heard
heard
him
of it,
saying
yeah.
one. Yeah, you'll recognize him in it.
Yeah.
I've heard him say one time, it's like, oh, don't do the marriage thing before 30, if you're a don, especially. It's
So,
like, don't. Yeah, it's interesting, and I get the thought process. He's basically just saying like you need to get it all out. Like you need to get to the point where you've done everything you need to pattern. You've technically experimented, like you know yourself, and you're ready to settle down. And I think for the average person, that's going to be around 30ish, which makes sense.
yeah.
I feel like I've always been the type of person that's been a bit, I guess, more serious than my age. Do you get it? So even though I'm 23 now, I don't know. I don't know if the things that excite me in life are the things that are of the average 23-year-old. So I'd say in terms of, I don't know if you want to call it maturity or kind of like outlook on life, I'm probably a bit older than 23.
Yeah, I hear that.
So I don't know if because of that, like for me, the 30 idea rule doesn't really apply as much. But overall, in general, it's interesting because I don't know, like I think it's a similar window to what you said, to be fair. In my mind, it's like a 26 thing. Wait, you're 23 now. Right, 3 years, Sean.
It's around the corner, John.
3 years ago was COVID.
Literally around the corner.
That's nothing, bro.
Nothing.
Nuts. So, I'm thinking maybe like a 26, 27 thing to like a. I think the latest I'd want to have kids is like 38, bro. That's like the latest. After that, relax, take it easy.
Yeah, well, relax, take it easy. But
relax, take it easy.
There are a few elements I want to discuss about what we've just said now, and like the first one, like to do with like when you get married. I strongly believe that, for me personally, I've got a few steps and what's going to take me to get married. You get what I'm saying? Right. So for me, there's a period where you need to be with the person you're with for a certain amount of time. So I think maybe even before moving in together, it should be maybe like a 2-3 year sort of thing where you're starting to understand each other, getting to know each other sort of thing. Then I think you need to have a period where you actually live together before you get married, because I think there's a dynamic of being with someone and living together are two completely different things. Because really and truly, when you're with someone, if you get annoyed at them, you can just go home. You know what I'm saying? Like if I've had enough, I can just go home. When you're actually, this is why I think a lot of people sometimes they will go from being in relationships, living with their parents and stuff, and then go straight to being married. I'm like, hang on a second, you have been in a situation where you've been able to escape essentially if you wanted to when the goings got tough. Do you get what I'm saying? When you're married, there's no like there shouldn't be a mentality of I'm going to go.
What's it, Sean? Yeah, go.
There needs to be a point where like your partner, like male or female, must be able to give you a migraine and you can't leave and you just have to firm it and you just have to move. Like that's because that's what life is about. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be sunshine and rainbows every single day. So I feel like you need to get to a point where you're living with them and it's like you are okay that there's going to be days where they're going to drive you up the wall. There's going to be days when it's great, but I feel like you need a period where you live with them. Also, just to start seeing stuff like how they conduct themselves around the house, how clean they are, because this all can't be figured out once you're married. Otherwise, John, me personally, if I was to see all this stuff once I get married, I'm like, whoa. Hang on.
I hear that argument. Do you know what it is, yeah? It's a tough one. Like, it makes sense. I think, for me, in terms of the overall culture that I come from and, like, the overall, even, like, I guess, from more of, like, a Christian side, it's like the living together thing before is tight, innit? It's tight, bro.
Yeah.
So I guess, it's tight. I guess the thing is, like, what you're saying is even true. Like, you have to fully know the person. I think... See, the argument is that regardless of what you do, there's going to be certain things that will never come to light until you get married.
Oh, 100%, like, yeah.
So it's like... I think... obviously, I'm not married in it, so I can't know for sure. But I guess that the idea is that there's certain fundamental principles that need to be aligned in it. They need to be aligned. And once those fundamental principles are aligned, unless you also have some fundamental things that you don't want, which is from person to person. So you've got the fundamental things that you want, you've got the fundamental things you don't want. Once those are aligned, it's like from then on out, there doesn't need to be too much delay as long as you're both in a position where you're actually ready to take that step. Doesn't need to be too much delay. Because from then on, there's going to be things that are going to come up. There's going to be like rotted. But it's like you have to work it out. But it's an interesting topic. I think for me, in my situation, it's a good point, to be fair. Like I don't know if I'd pattern the live together thing, but it's like you do need to see them at their worst or something. You need to see them like vexed. You need to see like how are they? Do you get it?
100%.
But I don't know. It's a tough one. I guess. Do you know there's a book interesting? Yeah. That I've heard about. It's called 101 Questions to Ask Before Getting Engaged. Have you heard about it?
No.
That you should read the book. Do you know what it is? It's just apparently it's just a list of questions. I've looked at a few of them in it. Yeah. The idea is that you go. Let's say you're going to get engaged, and that before you get engaged, you go through the book yourself. You answer the questions. The person answers the questions. Then you go for it together, and it's just to see.
Can you record any questions?
Sorry, is there?
Can you record any questions?
Yeah, it's stuff like oh, let's say something happens to me, health wise, and let's say we can't, like, there's no intimacy for 6 months. How are you going to deal with it?
Yeah.
Or stuff like it's even just stuff like, what's your thoughts on prenup agreements? What's your thoughts on, like, what are some of the main values that you want to instill into your kids? If it's like I think I haven't seen all of it, but it's like those type of, or things like, if there's a disagreement between your Marge and me, who are you gonna side with?
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
Yeah, it's just stuff like that, innit?
Let's step on that one there. Let's take that turn.
Go ahead.
Because I want to know what your thoughts are on. So let's say now, okay. Let me try and think of a scenario. Let's say, for example, cool. It's Christmas Day, all right?
Yeah.
Because this is the time of the year where there's always, I think I saw one thing here. Christmas time is one of the times of the year where arguments are most in families.
100%. And it would make sense.
It would
make sense. Yeah, it would make sense.
But so let's say now it's Christmas Day.
Right.
Your wife is she's actually, are we saying wife? Because I think there's a big difference in wife and, okay, let's say wife.
Yeah, let's say wife. Because I think if it's not wife, then I'm gonna side with my Marge. Yeah.
She's lost the battle before it's even started.
Yeah, simple. Yeah.
Okay, let's say it's your wife now. Let's say she is helping your mum cook Christmas dinner,
right?
And she's cooking up the Brussels sprouts, right?
Okay, right.
Your mum has a specific way she makes the Brussels sprouts,
right?
And she's made it before when your wife's been there, and your wife says that, I wanted to make the Brussels sprouts this way, and then your Marge says they don't taste nice this way, and it escalates to a point where now your wife is saying that your sprouts are dead. Your mom's saying your sprouts are dead. Cool. Vex. Everyone's arguing. Cool. Now you have to come in now.
Right.
What's the situation? It's got to a point where they're actually vexed, like they're vexed at each other, sort of situation. So now, what are you doing in that situation?
Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this into two types. I'm going to answer the question, the theoretical situation, and then I'll apply it to my actual situation, because the challenge is, my Marge would never ever do that, but we'll answer it, because we'll answer it. Yeah. So in that situation, I'm going to answer like the theory, or like I say, the principle behind it. In a situation where they're both vexed, funny thing is, I was watching yesterday I was watching Narcos with my little brother, and there was a scene very, 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 very similar to this, because basically there was a point where, I won't go into too much, but basically, man like Pablo Escobar, he's on the run, he's living with his Marge and his wife, and they're beefing, and his Marge does something that puts the whole family in jeopardy, and someone dies because of her, and now they're beefing, and he's in the same situation basically. And I was telling my little brother, basically what he did was right. Basically what you do is, you have to both calm both of them down, innit? Both of them.
Yeah.
You basically have to give the same story to both of them, and say, you just have to say, relax, innit? Like you basically have to say to both of them that she's moving a bit mad, innit? Just relax, innit?
Yeah.
You go to the Marge, he said, don't worry, relax. She's just moving a bit mad, innit? Don't worry about too much. Then you go to the wife and say, relax. She's moving a bit mad, innit? Just relax, innit? Yeah, she's moving a bit mad. So both of them. But I'd say the principle, I believe, that once you get married, and this might be a bit controversial, I don't know if you agree with this, but I do believe that once you get married, your wife goes above your mum.
Yeah.
So, at a fundamental level, all things being equal, bro, ceteris paribus. Let's say I actually can't see any of them in the wrong, and it's the Brussels sprouts thing or whatever it is. Yeah. Then I'm gonna have to say both. I'm gonna have to calm both of them down. I'll tell both of them that they're both moving mad, but I'll probably try to get my Marge to relax the most.
Yeah,
just allow her.
What my Marge doesn't understand is that I have to go home. With my wife. Do you get what I'm saying?
100.
At a certain point in my life, I'm no longer gonna live with my mum. Do you know what I'm saying?
100.
I'm gonna be living with my wife every day. My wife is my wife, the mother to my children. I can't be having this sort of energy in the household. Do you know what I'm saying? I come to you and you can be fine any other day of the week, but I feel like you said, once it's a husband and wife thing, you have to know that, you know what, yeah, I love you, mum, but
Yeah,
this one here,
you have to.
and you have to do that. I get where you're coming from.
Nah, I did. You have to.
I,
Yeah,
I fully get where you're coming from. I'm not
yeah,
saying
100.
that she's right, but
Yeah,
you need to also understand that. Do you get what I'm saying?
100.
And I think that's such a difficult thing that men have to go through, because your mum is your mum, and your mum is always going to have this feeling of,
True.
once you get married, or even when you start having a girlfriend, that they're somewhat taking you away from them, because mothers will always have that like maternal instinct. Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
true,
Doesn't
true,
matter how old
true,
you get. I even
true.
notice it now, like when now that I've had a girlfriend for what 2 years now.
Right.
My mum's like, she's chill about it. She's chill. Like, if I say I'm going to hers or whatever. But I can see sometimes there's like she. I think the way my girlfriend, like, she'll do stuff for me or she'll care for me and whatever. My mum feels like, oh, I want to be the one to do that. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's good
Like,
though. That's good though.
I want to be the one to, and it's like, she doesn't. She obviously, even my dad. My dad. I love my dad. To be fair, he's such a nice, such a good guy. He was like, sometimes I have to tell your mum to chill and understand that your son is growing up. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I know, like, he says it to her sometimes, where it's like, I know it's hard, but you're gonna have to understand that at some point in life, this was always gonna happen. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you kind of need to come to terms with it now, because you've still got two more kids that are probably going to go through the exact same thing.
yeah.
So sometimes behind closed doors, my dad will say to her, like, I know
Relax.
this might be exactly, he's doing it for me. You know what? Just take it easy, because at one point that was you. Do you know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
100%.
I had my
100%.
mum that probably felt the same way that you felt, that you feel like she's taking your son away from you, but that's what my mum had to go through as well. So it's a harsh reality of life.
100. Two
But
points on this, by the way. 2 points on this, though. I'll start with the second point, which is flowing from what you're saying, though. I
yeah.
think as a Podge, and some people will say I'm even mad in it, but not really. I feel like as a Podge, when I'm a Podge, I'll have this same feeling with my daughter. If I have a daughter, I feel like I'll have this on a mad one, bro. Like, I feel like that's going to be... And some people say, oh, yeah, yeah, they'll just relax, bro. Obviously, with the daughter, it's different from the son, and just relax. Let's just be honest, innit? With a daughter, it's a bit different, innit? So I feel like if I have a daughter, like,
You're,
I don't think I'll be moist, but I reckon the Don, I'm going to do my own CBD checks, bro. The
yeah, due
background
diligence.
checks, yeah, due diligence, everything, bro. I'm going to test it on, bro. I'm
Yeah,
going to
no,
test it
hold
on a matting.
no,
Because
genuinely. So what you're saying, I've felt that as obviously
100%,
being the boyfriend, as in
100%.
I'm aware that there's like a respect line where I don't want to cross sometimes, where it's like, I
Yeah,
get that my girlfriend's dad is obviously like, he's obviously only got two daughters as well, and there's going to be that feeling of, like, I'm
taken.
taking
Yeah, you're
her
taken. Simple.
away from him, like, even like the it's actually a thin line, where it's hard because, for example, if I didn't do enough, it's like you're not treating the daughter well enough. But if you're doing too much, then it's like, are you trying to, I don't know how to describe it. You're trying to take her away from me and saying that she can be more dependent on you than she is on me. Do you know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
remember there was a time we were on holiday, and what was the situation? It was just chilling by the pool and stuff, and I was going to buy my girlfriend drinks, and my girlfriend's dad quickly went and paid for the drinks.
Simple.
And in the moment, I was actually kind of vexed. I was like, I've got bread. I can pay for the drinks myself. But
Yeah.
having time to reflect on it, I was like, you know what? Yeah, he's not done it to undermine me, but it's more of a sense that he doesn't want to feel like he can't do those things for his own daughter anymore. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, I think the amount of times I'll take her nice places and all this stuff, I think he appreciates that I treat his daughter that well. But obviously, there's it's kind of like it's like a thing that's like, I still want to be able to do that for her. So
100.
sometimes where I want to be able to do something, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'll allow it. You do your thing. I'll let
Do you
you
know what it
feel.
is, though, Sean? At the same time, though, it's better that than the Podge isn't there.
Yeah,
Do you get it?
yeah,
It's better that. It's better that. And it also, actually, I could be absolutely waffling. But what I was going to say is that if at least she has someone like that in her corner, in it, it'll mean that
yeah,
typically she won't have. She'll be more patterned in terms of understanding, like the relationship. You know how just all the, I hate this word like toxic stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
but typically when people have that let's say father figure, then they have the mother figure as well, and it's a good like people they actually show that they care about them. Typically now when she has a relationship, she'll do the same in it, and it'll flow through the family in it to the next level. So it'll be patterned. So it's
Yeah.
kind of better that way. But I can imagine that. Like I feel like it's normal to have that bit of tug of war in it when you're entering into someone's. Yeah, it's normal to have a bit of tug of war. Do you know the other thing I was even going to say though?
Yeah.
I was even gonna. It's back to the scenario that you gave.
Yeah.
And now I'm being a bit more practical in terms of real life though. Like I feel like if first of all, I couldn't if there was someone that was see the flip side. Obviously, I said I will side with my wife in it, but if there was someone that could have, and I appreciate people have disagreements sometimes over little things, but it's actually something that's building up for a while. So the
Yeah.
actual
Word.
argument isn't the actual argument.
It's not even that deep, but
But
yeah.
if there was someone that would argue with my Marge over Brussels sprouts, I can't be with that person.
Yeah. Word.
Yeah, I can't be with that person.
No, word. Because it's like there's also that element where you kind of hope that the person you with respects your
Simple.
mum or parents enough that they're
100%.
willing to back down in those sort of situations. And that's actually the most optimal situation for me. It would be a great situation where, let's say they're beefing now.
Yeah.
My partner, wife, whatever, she takes the back seat and she's like, you know what, yeah, cool.
Do
Then
your
I
thing.
can go to my wife and now be like to her, you know what, like relax a bit. I get where you're coming from. My mum was wrong in that situation. My mum's obviously happy. I've reassured my wife. Everything's been dealt with.
Yeah.
All parties are okay now. Do you get what I'm saying? But
Yeah, for sure.
like there's a I look at it in the sense of the same way with even as men. As much as I might be right about something, I personally am not gonna argue back with my girlfriend's parents. It's just I can't. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Even if I know full well I'm completely right, it's just not worth it. Like the externalities this is gonna cause, negative externalities, is gonna be so long that I might as well, you know what, just take the back seat. My
100.
girlfriend come to me and probably tell me that I'm right anyway, and then it's like, you know what, yeah, let's go. We'll just leave it as it is and we move on.
100. And on top of that, I've even got another question. On top of that, though, what I was going to say is that my mum in particular, my mum is a peacemaker. So, like, she's the type of person that when there are beefings between people, whatever it is, she's the person that makes the peace in the middle, innit? So for my Marge to have it'll be nuts. And the question I was going to ask, I know I'm looking at time as well, innit?
Oh no,
But,
it's calm.
okay, the question I was even going to ask is that, let's say, obviously, I've never fully met your mum in person, innit? But I imagine she's somewhat similar, innit? She's good judge of character, put it that way. So let's say, obviously you've already passed the stage, but let's say your Marge had met your partner, yeah, and she wasn't on it, she didn't rate her, but you were so sure that this is the one, bro, and your Marge is saying that's not the one. How much of an influence does the Marge, like, are you going to lock the thing off? Because or I guess we can open up the question: is there anyone that could tell you, Sean, don't marry this person, and you'd be like, I'm not going to do it?
I think for me, that one would be a situation where I would need to, if that's been said to me, I need to ask why, first of all.
100%.
If you can give me plausible
What if it's
reason.
just like, I just have the feeling, Sean,
If they say it's just a feeling thing and there's no evidence to back up, then I can't. Me personally, knowing me, it can't. I wouldn't listen to it as much. Well, no, I'd listen to it, but
right.
it's not going to make me change my decision because I feel like it comes to a point where, let's say, for example, even they're right. For example, they're right. I married so said person, and it doesn't pattern. I needed to make that mistake myself to know that I can't. Do you know what I mean? I personally,
Okay.
no. Do you know, I cannot, and that's what I mean. I've got to this point. Even my mum said it to me the other day. She was like, because I told my mum about what we're doing with this yesterday.
So,
yeah, I told her, and she was like, there comes to a point where, like, she actually rated it. She was like, no, that's like, I was showing her some of the numbers we've been getting, and she was like, oh,
simple.
She was like, wow, that's a lot of people.
100%.
Yeah, but I was like, she was like, there comes a point where, as much as you love your kids, you don't want to be the person to stop them from living their lives. You know what I'm saying? Because if there's a mistake to be made, sometimes you need to let them make that mistake to realize the decision they made wasn't right. If she's like, if I guide you through life, one, I could either stop you from learning these mistakes, which can more time make you a better person as a result of it, or I could stop you from achieving greatness. Because just because I'm your mother doesn't mean that I know everything. Do you get what I'm saying? I might
Okay.
try and know what's best for you, but I don't know everything. So
Here's the
in that
devil's,
regard,
here's the devil's advocate though. There are certain errors in life that are just too peak.
oh, they are.
So I'd say, well, a lot of people, I've never been married, but I've heard a lot of people say that the person you marry is one of, if not the most important decisions of your whole life. Like that
Oh,
will
100%.
actually make or break you.
It will.
Obviously, the argument is that some people divorce, they get on with life, carry on.
Yeah.
But how can I say, the effects of that are eternal, bro.
Yeah, no, word. I think for me, the only person, my parents could tell me something, obviously I'd listen to my parents, but I think for me personally, to really be affected by something someone said, would probably be my brothers, you know?
Swear.
Yeah,
Both
nah.
of them, plural or Brandon?
Even, do you know what, yeah? Even Ryan as well. Because what I'll say is, Ryan,
That's
no,
even
I'm not
nuts.
even joking. I'm not even joking because, so for example, Brendan's obviously older. He's, 19 now. So,
Right.
and that's my guy. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I know he'll always have my best interests at heart, and there's no bias against it or anything like that. If he's telling me something bad about a person, I'm gonna be like, yeah, he would never say anything to me that he
For the
thought
sake of it, yeah.
for the sake he would never do that. So if he's telling me something, I'll be a bit like, ooh,
Yeah.
okay, this is
Yeah.
a bit long. And if anything, if he told me that, I probably would tell the person I'm with that, you know what, yeah, my brother said to me something's not quite right, and
Yeah.
he's never the type of person to say that to me. So that will make me question it. Ryan's only 11, but the thing about children, yeah, they're unfiltered, John. They're unfiltered. Ryan will tell me something, even till this point now, where there's the what's the difference? Sympathy, empathy.
Nah, what I always confuses. I guess sympathy is kind of like feeling sorry for someone, and empathy is like putting yourself in some
Is
situations or something.
yeah. So he's like the sympathy one doesn't really give a toss at this point yet. He's not at that
Right.
point yet where it's fully
Right.
built up he's not fully built that character trait up yet. So he's not gonna not tell me something because he's worried how it's gonna affect my feelings. He will tell me just because he thinks, oh, Sean needs to know this. Do you know what I mean? Like
Right.
he'll tell me straight. Like he would just be like, you know what, yeah. I don't even know what he said to me the other day. What was it? Do you know? Like the other day, he said to me, he was like, what we were chatting about. I can't remember what we were watching, and it was like how good looking people are. And then I said to him, oh, Ryan, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good looking am I? And he said, you know what, yeah, I'm going to tell you, Sean, right now, you're an 8. I was like, he said, no, he said, you're an 8. And I was like, what were your reasons for it? He was like, well, you haven't got a haircut, one, and your out. He said your outfit right now isn't the one. And I was like, unfiltered. He was like, if you just sort those things out, then it'd be a
You
10.
could be back to saying 100.
That's a
It's
10.
the
And
childlike innocence, bro. They just say they don't know.
children,
They haven't got to the point where they can filter out based on someone's feelings and that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just that
children, I
was
think,
the answer to the question.
honestly, I believe children and the elderly are exactly the same because they get
Yeah,
to a
100.
point where they don't give a toss about.
No, it's true.
I feel like they lose. The children haven't gained it,
Gained
and
it yet?
the elderly have lost it, but they just
Yeah,
don't give a toss about what they say.
yeah. They'll just say yeah,
Those
hundred
people will
percent.
tell you the honest, brutal truth. Do you get what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that one there, if Ryan said to me something about my partner, I'd be like, yeah, well,
that's interesting.
it's a bit, yeah. But nah, it's tough. It's tough. It's getting to that point now where, John, a couple of years' time, we could be hosting
No,
our own
it's true.
Christmases. Although,
No, 100%. We could be hosting the own Christmas, bro, in our
hosting
household.
our own household. I was deep in it the other day. I was like, a couple of years' time, once I get a yard, I'm like, it'll be us hosting like 2 families at this point now.
And sure, you know that's disgusting, by the way, because I remember the first day of year 7,
No, John, I remember it like it was yesterday.
like it was yesterday. We were what 11. That's disgusting,
11,
bro.
John.
That was 12 years ago.
Nah.
That means that's more than half of our lives that we've known each other. That's even
Yeah.
nuts.
Word.
That's disgusting. And imagine, yeah, another 12 years goes by. How old are we? 35.
Yeah. John,
That's well into the parenthood, bro. It's
What,
well
John?
into it, bro.
I'm 24 next year. I'm nearly
Yeah.
halfway through the 20s already. How's that happened?
Nah, but Sean, this is what happens to me though, because I on a not on a moist level, but like even just after my last birthday, I remember there was a day randomly I was just working and I stopped and I deeped, bro, I'm actually 23, and it was almost like a midlife crisis, bro.
Yeah.
It's like what
It
the
was.
hell was going on, bro?
This is what I've been saying like the last couple of days, and I'm just like, you know what, yeah, this year things need to get patterned because it's like it can be like some people just roll through the motions and think, oh,
100,
your 20s are long. I'm thinking, I ain't got long left in my 20s, John.
bro. Time is flying. I can
These.
fully see how people wake up in their 30. Like I can see it. I can only
And you're like,
imagine.
where's the time gone?
No,
Like,
for sure.
people take it for granted. These are your prime years. Your prime years because you have very little responsibility. Like even if you're living by yourself or you're renting somewhere, there's I think the difference is once you have a child, John. For me, I think that's where your your freedom to do as you wish disappears because now it's no longer your time; it's their time. You're living your life around someone else. You get what I'm saying? Even when you have a partner, I still think you have a lot of freedom to do as you wish, sort of thing. Because it's like I could never have a partner to stop me from being able to achieve my dreams. You get what I'm saying? But
Right.
if I can't achieve my dreams because my youth needs food on the table, then that's what I mean. It has to happen. I don't have a choice. So that's why I'm like the other day when I woke up, I was like, you know what? Yeah, this year things need to get done.
It needs to
Things
get
needs
done.
to be patterned because I can't get to 30 and be thinking I wish I did this when I was younger. The regret is my biggest fear. That is my
No, I
biggest
hear it.
fear.
I hear it.
I hate what ifs. I don't want to have a what if anymore because I think it's no, when people, it actually scares me, you know, how people can look back on their life and be like, I wish I'd done. Nah, I'd rather
No,
it
it's
not
true.
work. That's what
No, it's true.
I was saying. So I was saying to my mum about this. I was like, I'd rather we
Just
do
try it.
this, it doesn't bang. If it doesn't bang, I don't even care because I know that at least I will never have that. What if I did do it though? Do you know what I'm saying?
True. True.
There's no harm.
True.
There's no harm to like. Oh no. You got. I feel like you just need to make the most of the time that we have because it's not long. You know.
No, word.
I don't know if you've
It's even
seen.
nuts, yeah. Go, go,
Have you
go.
seen Eddie Murphy thing where it's like a TikTok? I think it's from a movie, but he says,
Is that his
um,
story? Or
"Huh?
no? Is it like his story or
No. It's just like he says something about like this. You have 75. I think it's like the average person. I don't know when the film was made, but it's like the average lifespan of someone, and it was like you have 75 winters, 75 summers, and when he kept saying like all these numbers, John, I was like, that's actually not long, you know.
nah?
Like
Bro,
seven.
have you seen some people have a poster and like it has based on the average, I think it's like 8 years or 75 or something like that. And it
Mm,
has like all of your weeks. It's like a chart you put up in your wall. I don't know if you've seen it. And you kind
mm,
of like mark off all of your weeks and it shows you how much of your life. I'd have to show you one day, yeah. People have it and it's
mm.
cold because it reminds you like, bro, time is going, bro. And it
It's
shows you
going.
like the whole 80. I don't know how many 80 years and weeks. I don't know how much that'll be, 80 times
Yeah.
50 to whatever it is. But then
Nah.
imagine just seeing like you can see how much of your life you've done. It's nuts, bro.
Yeah.
Because
Nah.
technically, assuming obviously, I think by the time we get to 80, the lifespan would have been pushed a little bit. But
Yeah.
let's say we've done like a good 20%,
Yeah. No. We're
done a good
20% through.
20%, bro. And it's
Quick
also
20%.
important 20% because this is the foundation of 20%. So,
This 20% really dictates how the rest of the 80% is gonna go.
no, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
It's
Nah.
life, fam.
Life. Nah. If you deep it too much, yeah.
Nah,
Nah.
yeah, if you do it too much, it's not good. That's why you have to get back to the 9 to 5. Keep going, bro.
Yeah. Well,
Keep
even
going,
that's what I'm
bro.
saying. Even John, I was deep in it even this morning. I had a lay in this morning, and I woke up and I was like, you know, it's already the 26th. Couple more days, I'm back at work.
Straight.
I remember when it was the 20th, and I was like, right, I've got 10 days off. I'm nearly halfway through it already.
Nah, it's gone, bro. It's
It's
gone.
gone.
Simple.
It's gone. We're back.
It's gone. Even
That's
even
what
my
I'm
brother was
saying.
working today, bro. 9 a.m. start.
9 a.m.
Yeah, bro. Because he's working in EE.
Oh,
Straight back to the shop. Straight back to the shop.
straight
Yeah,
back to
yeah.
the shop. Nah,
It's even nuts.
that's what I'm saying. People like they stuff like Christmas, stuff like what else is there in the year? I just feel like there's certain things there which are just a social construct built up to make you just keep you going through the year. Do you know what I mean? Like this, they, no, I believe that they've just
I
put
guess in
certain things.
America they've got the fake Thanksgiving thing.
Yeah, there's just I feel like they put certain holidays throughout the year as just something to just get you
Give you a
excited,
boost to the next
just
holiday.
just
Yeah,
just to keep you going to the next holiday, and then it's all right. Keep going till this one to that one to that one. That's why in summertime they put their bank holidays because they know that no one gives a toss at
yeah,
that point of the
yeah,
year,
yeah,
and
yeah.
we need to keep these men going. Give them a bank holiday to look forward to. 3 days off. They gas.
Simple. Nah,
Nah,
simple.
honestly, because I was thinking once Christmas is over, that's it now.
No word.
What's,
Sean, let's say real quick question, yeah, before we wrap up, yeah. Let's say
yeah.
let's say for your whole life, you never escaped the 9 to 5, bro.
Mm,
So you're 80 now.
that's a scary thought, John.
Yeah, let's say that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. What were
Mm,
your thoughts? Like, what do you think of that? Let's say your whole life, because obviously this is what a lot of people like. This is how it is for a lot of people. Some people are happy, some people aren't happy. Some people they did the 9 to 5, but technically they actually fulfilled, let's say, whatever their purpose is, or they were fulfilled. Like in your personal case, if you never escaped the 9 to 5,
mm.
what's your thought? Like, what would your thoughts be?
I've literally just thought of this now, though. To be fair, if I couldn't escape the 9 to 5, I
Right.
would just make sure, like that. I would honestly make sure that my relationship with my family, my husband, my what, not my husband, my wife,
Yeah,
my wife, my wife. I'm trying to integrate both husband and wife for those that are
no word,
listening. But
hundreds.
my wife, my kids, I just want to make sure those relationships are cold. As in, even if I'm working 9 to 5, I want to make sure that when I come home, I read my kids a bedtime story, or I make them dinner, or I take them to the football club or whatever. Because the harsh reality is some people can't escape the 9 to 5, or don't have the freedom to do it. But I think there's no excuse to have the 9 to 5 stop you from having good relationships with your loved ones. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, if all else fails and I've got to do the 9 to 5 every Monday to Friday, I'll make sure that my wife's happy, my kids happy, my parents happy, and that's for me. I think I'd be somewhat okay with that. Do you know what I
Swear.
mean? If I look back in it and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, my kids are living a happy life. We've got good relationships. They come over at Christmas. They come over on my birthday. All that sort of stuff. Me and my wife are happy, living all together. Just because sometimes, yeah, I do look at some couples and like, especially like the elderly. Yeah, I think you know what? I don't know what you've done in your life. You probably just might have just worked all your. Actually, no. To be fair, doing what I do, I've seen some couples that I know have worked all their life to standard
Yeah.
jobs. But I look at their relationship, John. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you lot could have nothing, but so long as you've got each other, you're happy. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, you know, that sometimes that's what life is about. And that's where you can even say on the opposite side, pursuing your dreams and everything like that can sometimes make you very self-absorbed. Do you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
think it's always good to sometimes you need that you need to remain grounded to remember that no matter how successful you get in achieving whatever you wanted to achieve, that your relationships with your loved ones are always a priority. Do you know what I mean? Like I could
Yeah.
never. It doesn't matter if I could earn millions, but if I didn't have a solid relationship with my mum and dad, for me, I wouldn't be happy. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Like I don't know about you, but there's times like even like, we all have arguments with our parents sometimes here and there. But I think those are like some of my darkest days when I can't just I've had an argument with my mum or dad and I can't call them. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, it's not even that I need anything from them. It's not even that any other day I might not even call them. But it's having that open relationship just to be able to be like, I can just at any point I can just bail you and I know you're gonna answer. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, if I ruin that relationship with like my mum or my dad and I'm earning however much money, millions and millions, oh John, I think nah. I think I give up, you know. Because yeah, nah.
Interesting, you know. It's interesting. I think for me, nah, I hear it. I think what you're saying is important, isn't it? I think I think the relationship side is the pattern. At the end of the day, that does need to be the pattern.
It needs to. Like,
It does need to be the pattern.
I mean, the receptionist at my work, she fully said that her daughter, one of her daughters, she's got a good relationship with one of them, and the other one has got a husband and a child now. The relationship is done out. It's not there.
Swear.
Yeah, it's like she was saying, like, obviously since she's been with him, he's a bit manipulative, all this sort of stuff, blah blah blah. So the situation where now, like, she doesn't have a relationship with her daughter, and she was like, I barely have a relationship with my own grandson as well. But she was saying all this stuff that like she's been like this, she's been like that, but at the end of it, what she said was, she can never not call me, even after all of that, and I wouldn't answer. Do you get what I mean?
After it still.
I was like, no matter how bad she's treated me, no matter what she said to me, no matter doesn't let me see my grandchild, she could call me at 3:00 in the morning tonight and say, "Mum, like, can I come over?" And she's like, "I'm gonna wait up and open the door for her when she gets over." And I'm like, you know what, yeah, you cannot forget your loved ones, because when the going gets tough, they're the ones that you know that are there for you. Do you understand? And so, yeah, man, I feel like success is important, but you got the relationships, the family ties, you got to stay strong. So
Yeah, still.
I think those are my two goals in life. Yeah, and I think as I'm getting older, I'm starting to appreciate more. Because when you're young, you can be moist. You can just be like, oh, whatever, mum, whatever, dad.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think as you get older, you realize even just time is short. You know, like you don't know how long you got with people. So I feel like you just got to make the most of the time you got with them, and that way, whenever the time is up, you can look back at it and be like, you know what, yeah, I have no regrets with that. I had a great relationship with my parents or my loved ones, and yeah, now it's calm.
Kept it stepping.
Kept it stepping.
I even agree, fam. I'm even gonna bounce.
No, well, thanks.
But when you get to things, you shout me, innit?
Yeah, say no more.
And then we'll pattern another one. We'll record or something tomorrow or something like that.
Yeah. Say no more.
Alright, come on, fam.
Say no more. Catch you in a bit.